Hello and welcome back to the Babenbergs. In between episodes, quite a lot has happened with the Coronations DLC, and we kinda need to talk about it, because a lot of what's happened is going to be relevant to our playthrough at some point. So, let's start with the Coronations DLC. It was received very badly, and the main reason it was received badly is there's not a lot of content, and what is there doesn't work, and even if it does work, it's frustrating to use and it's annoying. Which is not great for a DLC, to have so little content and then have it not work. Which Paradox have come out, they've apologised, they said that their QA was not good enough because they're working very hard on All Under Heaven, the very big DLC that's going to add a huge chunk to the map. Which is kind of annoying because the reason they said they abandoned the Nomad DLC was so that they could work on future DLCs. Apparently everyone's just working on All Under Heaven and nobody's working on anything else, which, I don't know. Well, you gotta hope that All Under Heaven is good at this point because all the eggs are in the All Under Heaven basket. I guess we'll find out when that comes out. But that aside, they have released a hotfix for some of the Coronation issues that were happening, so hopefully it's a little better now, but we're kind of expecting a big patch at some point soonish from the sounds of it, which is going to fix a lot of the issues with the Coronation system. But until that happens, it's kind of broken. So, yeah, it doesn't immediately affect us, but when we become a king, if that patch hasn't come out, we may need to be aware that the Coronation system is, well, buggy and doesn't really work and is frustrating to use. Which is not a great place to start with a new DLC. Not a lot of positivity there. But yeah, anyway, back to us, because it doesn't actually affect us until we have a coronation, and I mean, this guy's 17, he's not about to have a coronation anytime soon, and we're not underneath a king, like, other than him, so yeah, I think we're going to be fine for now. But yeah, what are we doing? We are trying to kill Hedwig. The reason we're trying to kill Hedwig is betrothed to our brother-in-law Arnold. We really need to break this betrothal because that is currently giving Fronthausen an alliance with Augsburg, which means that we can't attack Fronthausen because then Augsburg, our ally, will join against us and we'll lose. But if we break that alliance, then he's only allied with this guy who's weaker than Augsburg and us. And then he's allied to Innsbruck down here with 1,000 troops. Who are we allied to? So we're allied to Kaiserslautern, and we're allied to Augsburg. So yeah, actually we might need another alliance anyway in order to make this happen, because right now we're kinda in a situation where if we don't get another alliance, we're still weaker. So, yeah, let's see what other alliances we can get. Maybe it's time to start looking at our children. Although I might have said we're going to wait a little bit, but let's look at it now. Let's see who we can find. So, Otto von Babenberg. Also kind of interested, just in general, to maybe try and pick people and try and get alliances with them, like some of the people educating our children. Because we're already allied with Kaiserslautern. Let's see who else we got. So you. Is there anyone I can marry off here? So Christina here. We could marry you to someone. Which one of my children are you educating? My son Bernard. Could Bernard marry Christina? Seems reasonable. Yes. You would not accept it. Why not? I have too many existing alliances. I have 2. Alright, and he doesn't really want to do it, which I think is the main problem. Okay. Let's see who would marry, like, say, our son. Let's just do this as a exercise in, well, just finding out. Let's say they have to be within 10 years of our son's age. That seems reasonable. Health? Let's just say healthy. Try and cut out some people. We got 1 out there. Religion? We're going to stick to Catholicism here, just to cut out another 60. Inheritable traits would be lovely. We're down to 14. Alliance? No one. Okay. What if I'm looking for an alliance instead then? Okay, there's only 2 options. There's Ermesenda, This would get us an alliance with you. You only have 87 troops. Or you, and that's the same person. So you only have 87 troops. Okay, is there anything I can do to change this? Let's just put that back to all, because it only took out one person. That's age difference 10. Yeah, alliance. Let's take out the age difference. Let's see if we... Wow, there's nobody. Wow, so nobody wants an alliance with us whatsoever. Okay, so we might as well wait then. If nobody wants an alliance. Let me just check like some other ones here. Check that nobody happens to want to marry anyone else. Ah, there we go. So somebody, for some reason, wants to marry Bernard. So Adelheid. Why? Also, what's the alliance? The alliance would be with the county of Innsbruck. Okay, so that's the same alliance that they have. Okay, we could work with that. So why are you willing to say yes? It's only a +1. Level of splendor, intimidated. Oh, his opinion of Bernard is higher. Which must be because they share some trait or something. Or, yeah, it might be his diplomacy is high enough to, yeah, make him amenable to this. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna send the proposal through. Arnold? Anyone want to marry Arnold? No. Anyone want to marry my nephew? Someone already is. How about Burchard? Oh, wait, I should do it like... Yeah, oops. Burchard? No. Adelheid? Okay, some people would marry Adelheid, and this would get us alliances. Let's see what the best alliance we can get here is then. Mayor Volter of Trelleborg. 78 troops. Yeah, that's not really gonna do it for us. Okay, well, we've got an alliance. However, this alliance is the same problem as our previous alliance. It helps us if they want to attack us. It doesn't really help us if we want to attack them. We have to break their alliance. So why do you have an alliance with Innsbruck? Who's it through? Through Berthold II and Sophia of Innsbruck. So Sophia is his wife. Okay. So if we could kill his wife, then that would work. Alright. Well, I'm going to unpause and we're going to let things roll through. So I've formed my alliance, which, again, is not that helpful for us. Dynasty Legacy added. So we're not the dynasty head, so we don't have any control over this, but we got ominous reputations. That's dread gain and natural dread. Okay, it's not a bad one. I assume our dynasty head is the other Babenberg. Yeah, over here. For the dynasty of the Luitpolding. So if we go and have a look, that's the wrong one. If we go and have a look at our legacies, what do we have? We only have this. Okay. So yeah, extra dread gain and natural dread. I mean, it's fine. It's not terrible, so we'll take it. Our natural dread is now +50, so that is going to tick up. Dread's one of these mechanics that's hard to, like, in numbers value, because it kind of just helps you in various ways. Like, vassals are discouraged from joining factions. It doesn't mean that they won't, they're just discouraged from scheming. Like, there's lots of things in here where it's like, it makes them less likely to do things, which, yeah, it's hard to, like, quantify, but it is useful to have occasionally. I think there are some events that also give you different options depending on how much dread you have. I seem to remember there are some that are like, if you've got enough dread, it says because you have high dread, you can click this, but I don't think they're very common. Anyway, it's fine. We're going to move up to speed 5 here. Just want to let it roll a couple of seconds there. Ooh, you've been invited to our coronation. All right, let's go. Yeah, I'm in. So who's this? This is Bohemia. Greetings, cousin. We're cousins? Are we? Okay. You're cordially invited to join me and the rest of the realm at Unikov for my upcoming coronation. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Bohemia for a coronation. Need a caravan master now. I guess that can be Hildegard, because she's the only person who can do it. Is there a safer route? I also don't like that that Typhus is currently there, but anyway. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go through Spitz. Could also try and go to like Prague and things, but the problem is it's too dangerous to travel. I mean, I don't really like traveling to this 81% chance of danger area and getting typhus, but I really want to go to a coronation, so that's changing my... Did I do this wrong? Why are we taking different routes each way? Let's go that way. So on the way back, I want you... Oh, I understand. Yeah, there we go. The reason why we were taking different routes was because you're going in different directions. There we go. We're going to arrive in July. It starts in November. Perfect. Yeah. I really don't like that there's typhus here. That is a huge problem. Do we want to go to this battle on the way back? Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to go to that battle on the way back. There's no reason not to, basically. So let's go to, yeah, all the way out to Osberg and then come back. Because that'll get us some martial lifestyle experience, which will be cool. Right. Join. Now, he called me cousin. Are we really cousins with the King of Bohemia? Let's have a look. Dynasty tree. Is it... So this goes into that one. And now I'm just curious where these different ones go. So... That's there. This goes into a different dynasty. I don't think we're cousins. I don't think we're related in the slightest. I think he might have just called us cousin for no reason. But that's okay. It could be that maybe he's counting us... Maybe it's something to do with our wife, and maybe it... Even then, it's not the same... Yeah, I have no idea. Okay. He might have just meant it in a general sense, like cousin, because... I don't know, maybe the culture's close or something? Is it the same culture type? Nope. Alright, every explanation I have for why you could call us cousin is coming up with nothing. It does say your cousin. Wait a second. No, that says my cousin. Wait a second. So, it is connected. Oh. My aunt is his mother. Oh, never mind then. Why did that... Oh, because I was only looking... Okay, I realized my mistake. I was only looking at this line. I wasn't looking at, like... I was only looking at his father's line. I wasn't looking at his mother's line. Ah. Well, that makes more sense then. Yeah, so he is our cousin. So, Judith von Babenberg. And then there's our grandfather. And then there should be our father. There you go. So, okay. First cousin. Awesome. And here's the magnificent system. Which is effectively, as far as I can tell, just success chance. What's my intent here? Bear witness. By appearing on this historic occasion, you can expect piety, legitimacy, and cultural acceptance. Offer support. You hope to gain opinion, a special relation, or an alliance. So if it's where, I'd love an alliance. Chance to secure gold, prestige, or claims, or you could disrupt loyalties. I'm going to offer support. Yeah, let's support our cousin. Also, he invited us. He can be added to our list of people we want to help. Right. Let's go. I really don't like the typhus here. It's only minor, but yeah, I really don't want to die. Anyway, this is fine. Traveling through the sometimes harsh environments has invigorating effects on at least my state of mind and vigor. As I glance over at Hildegard, however, she does not appear to be doing quite as well. Her movement is laboured, her breathing heavy, and spontaneous bursts of coughing ripple through her body. Clearly, she is not well. Okay, what's up with her? She's ill. We can let her rest and delay 21 days. We could. I don't want to. Heinrich can just treat her, and then she loses the ill trait, or it's a cough. Well, I think I'm just going to, like, remove it. Yeah. Given us an option to just remove, we'll just remove. We're so gonna get typhus. Path of Rivalry. Traveling through the rugged terrain of Zenojmo, a challenge arises as the field turns into a muddy quagmire. My nephew Heinrich and my caravan master Hildegard begin to argue about the best approach to traverse the treacherous trail. Heinrich, your suggestion is reckless, exclaims Hildegard, visibly frustrated. Heinrich retorts, and yours is cowardly. It seems as if my entourage is at an impasse. Who is Hildegard? She's married to Guntbert. Okay. So, Heinrich is right. Chance of it succeeding, we get some progress, we get some prestige, or they both get wounded and they have become rivals. I can't get them to work together because my diplomacy isn't high enough. Hildegard's one can give us safe routes for 30 days, increasing our travel safety. Okay. Failure is that we get delayed. We're dear God such children and we just get progress by 2 days. Well, here's the thing. Heinrich is right because Heinrich is my nephew, and therefore he is correct. It's not great reasoning, but it's the reasoning we're going with. Coronation. Arrival. I finally arrived at Opava for the coronation. Love or hate the king, none can deny the feeling of importance shared between we who shall stand witness. Time to see what trouble I may get into. Alright, we're waiting for 4 months for this to begin. So what are the stages we got here? Planning, prelude, ceremony, feast, conclusion. Okay, apparently there are new feast events as well that were added as part of this DLC. Presumably because there's a feast at the end of this and you need a little bit more in terms of events if you're going to be doing this every single time a character dies. And, you know, on top of the normal feast, on top of all the other feast events, you know. Makes sense. Everyone's arrived. Okay. So I'm a major supporter, as is Kaiser Heinrich, as is Count Otto, my other cousin. Okay. Who holds some land in Bohemia. And that sibling of him. Okay. Why is the horse so large on the image? What was up with that? Anyway. Major detractors. Count Kaslav. His spy master. Oh no. This random vassal of his, and this other random vassal of his. Fair enough. The gathering is as grand as expected. Faces familiar and foreign mingle, and I hear greetings just warm enough to be polite. When the host speaks, the room quiets out of instinct. My friends, my vassals, my kin, your presence honors me more than any crown could. Until the ceremony begins, eat, drink, speak freely, and know that I see each of you, and I will not forget who stood here with me today. A kind promise, or a quiet warning, depending on how one chooses to hear it. Alright. So, now we're here. A gift worthy of a king. Guests for the coronation of my cousin King Vratislav are pouring in, all giving minor oaths thanks for their invitations and pledges of fealty or support. Soon it shall be my turn. Must I stand out from the crowd? Must I use my brief audience to convince the king of my worthiness? So I can donate a force of soldiers. So we give him an army of 1,060 men. Oh, well, this is looking good so far. We gain AC Coronation Expended Resources modifier for 5 years. Alright. As I said, there are many issues with coronations currently. So this would be even their own armies have been exhausted. Stress gain and levy size reduction. But we gain martial lifestyle experience and notably increase the coronation magnificence and reward based on our offer support intent. Who can say no to gold and trinkets, or just the usual pleasantries? I'll donate 1,000 men to him. Okay. I'm kind of interested in the activity log here for a second. Okay, it's just like some magnificence increasing in some opinion. No wrath, a familiar voice says. I turn around and find my kinsman, Margrave Ernst, calling my attention. Otto, he greets me, maintaining eye contact. It is a distinct pleasure to find another Luitpolding on such occasions. It feels as though a lifetime has passed since our last meeting. Ah, so this is our... somebody worked it out. Something cousin of Austria who has typhus, because he got typhus here. Because of course he did, because everyone's going to get typhus here. It is a super spreader event. I'm assuming no wrath is our... yeah, that's our house motto. Okay. The pleasure cannot be returned. I get a press claim on the Margrave Vate of Austria. And he becomes my rival? Absolutely not. We are not in a position to do anything with that claim, although it is interesting that we could get it. Especially the fact it's a pressed claim means that that would be inherited. Let the world know that we're here. We increase our legitimacy level and his legitimacy level. That's kind of cool. What does level 2 legitimacy get us? Lowers short range duration, reduces cast spell cost, and slightly increases marriage acceptance. That would be good right now, or we must maintain humble. Let's let the world know we are here. Wonderful. Oh, what's this? Regent unsuccessfully furthers mandate. He tried to acquire me more soldiers. Oh, right, yeah. Regent, fill my coffers. Right. Offering support. Our perceptive King Vratislav has finally been left alone, my acquaintance Count Guillaume observes, shuffling from foot to foot. This is the chance for us supporters to show our loyalty. Go ahead, Otto, we cannot waste this opportunity. So, King Vratislav will not forget who supported him on this day. So, he will decide whether or not to accept my petition. Every guest with the offer support intent will gain 50 opinion. I can try and become friends with him, or I can try and get an alliance with him. Hey, Vratislav, how do you feel about an alliance? Huh? Yo! He said yes? Oh ho ho ho. So, Bohemia is now on our side. Now we're talking. Now that is a way for us to beat Fronthausen. In your glorious light. King Vratislav takes a moment to observe the crowd, rearranging his shirt. The voices of the courtiers have become as constant as the chirping of birds, and I have no doubt that Kaiser Heinrich intends to join them. Good Count, he says, sidling up to me. May I be so bold as to ask what your thoughts are on the celebration? I have no doubt that King Vratislav's rule will be one of love and justice. So they will call us fortunate for having been here. So because of my offer support intent, the magnificence of the coronation increases notably. I lose stress. He likes me more and every attending character likes me. Or long may reign. Yeah, they'll call us fortunate for having been here. Do you know of him? Count Otto, King Vratislav, calls for me with a big smile. Next to him stands another guest, a baron that I am not acquainted with. This is Baron Alberich, King Vratislav introduces him. I believe you two would find much common ground. Theological treaties, perhaps. If you say so. He seems very polite. I'd be more interested in talking with you, or my friend to all, King Vratislav. Do I want to talk to Baron Alberich? I guess I could. I suppose. I would be more interested in talking to the king, though. And the king likes me more for it, so that's okay. We'll do that then. Have my best. Good Count, I turn around to find King Vratislav next to a nervous man. You know that I cherish you, and it would bring me great joy to help you. Here I offer you the first and best of my men, Jan, my well-accomplished friend. May this serve as the start of a friendship between our houses. My God, he's very receptive to us being friends. So Jan, so this guy's a monk. He's got incredible learning. Alright, yeah, you're in. I know exactly what he should do. He should be my antiquarian. He's welcome to my court, or few are as generous as you. Well, I do want him. Him being my... King Vratislav being my friend would be good, but Jan is welcomed at my court, is what I'm going to say. Because we need him. The ceremony. All preparations are complete. The meager ceremonial assembly awaits in Opava's High Church. In cold silence, King Vratislav's procession parts the crowd, and my retinue follows in our honourable place. Some peasants stare up at us blankly, others mutter derision. One howls, "The false king!" and the mob surges forth, barely held back by the few warriors lining the way. Now we will see the measure of this king. Okay. The three ascents. Until the bishops, the Bohemian nobility and the common people have all acted their customary part, Vladislav is no true king. His rule cannot be just without their acceptance of it. First, the priests. Theirs is a call for the king to honour their holy rights and defend the faithful. Vratislav assents. Then the local peasants stand in front of the Bohemian common folk, and the elders of Opava stare at the king in awe as the masses outside exalt his royal name. Or the local peasants stand in for the Bohemian common folk. Okay, anyway. Vratislav's vassals step forth to supplicate themselves, most glow with hope, and truthfully swear their loyalty and love. The ceremony continues on and on. Proof of their honour and Vratislav's virtue. So he gains piety, legitimacy, and it's improved by his impress attendees' intent, and then prestige. Okay, cool. The holy oil. The final sacral moment draws near, but first the anointing, the mark of King Vratislav's mandate from God. Prince Bishop Jaromir himself bears the holy oil. Prince Bishop Jaromir, the shepherd of Bohemia, marks Vratislav with the sacred golden oil. On his hands, his head, his breast, his shoulders, and the bends of his arms, a blessing for prophets, priests, and monarchs. The king's skin shines with the very approval of God. And so God chooses King Vratislav, so he gets high anointment for 10 years. So this is piety per powerful vassal in the council, piety per legitimacy level, and holy order higher cost. Okay. The crowning of Vratislav. Forth comes the royal symbols. The glittering sword is girded to Vratislav's hip, the scepter of sovereign authority taken up in his hand. His fingers wrap around the globus Crusader. In case you're wondering what these purple bits are, you can hover over them and it tells you what these things mean. Anyway, to his body comes the armils and the pallium. The prayers rumble on. Graced by royal treasures, Vratislav kneels. For the king of Bohemia, the king he is about to truly become. He bows to the Holy Roman Kaiser and to God. The crown is placed atop his brow. Okay. So he adopts the crown sovereign law. Awesome. And now, the oath. Vratislav stands by himself in front of the crowd as all await his oath. For too long, lands that belong to Bohemia have suffered the rule of lesser hands, for those who mistook possession for legitimacy. That ends now. From Praha, they will know true governance by me. We'll see if he can live up to the expectations. So is Praha currently not held by them? It seems to be. That's Prague. Oh, okay. I don't entirely know what this oath is. Maybe it just means that he's going to govern well? I have no idea what that one's meant to be. But we'll obviously know it when we get to see the other side of the event. The formalities have ended, and with them the stillness that held the gathering in place. A few murmurs rise as the host stands again, this time to mark the end of the ceremony and the start of something more relaxed. They raise their voice just enough to carry. My friends, the rites are complete. Let the tables be filled, let the cups be raised, and let this hall remember joy as well as duty. The words are well received, and for the first time all day, the gathering starts to feel like a celebration. Finally, the ceremony is over with. Now it's the feast. A fiery evening. The revels of my fellow guests brings a smile to my face. I chortle as their raucous carousing finds them falling over one another. A body gesture suddenly knocks a torch loose, and it careens into the drapery. Flames leap up the walls as guests shriek and scatter. I dive for cover, heart pounding as the hall is soon awash with smoke and panic. So if I was smarter, I could do something. If I was better at fighting, I could do something. However, all I can do is run, and Baron Albrecht, who we were introduced to earlier, is wounded. Alright, well that's not good for him. I have heard of you. Count Otto, my cousin Count Otta, calls my name. They were very inventive with the names of us and our cousins. My dear brother Vratislav speaks fondly of you, he proudly says, taking a sip of his spiced wine. I've been looking forward to feasting with you. And say a toast to Vratislav and to the Primislith. I have only equally fond words for him, or I'm not here to talk about him. That's fine, we can be friends with Count Otta. Sure. Let's be friends. Okay. What started as an ordinary feast became an exceptional one thanks to the presence of Mayor Heinrich. Who's Mayor Heinrich? Of Udingen. Ah, so from some land on the Polish-Bohemian border. Okay. We spoke all evening about all manner of subjects, and as things would have it, it seems that we have a lot in common. I had such a good time with him. I'm not friends with him yet, but we're becoming friends. The innuendo. I know what I said, I just don't understand why you find it so funny. Duke Ordulf cocks his head to the side while I withhold my chortle. I haven't told him that what he said could be interpreted as something lewd She had a lovely chest on display in the courtroom. I may not be alone in thinking this is funny either. Count Gerhard spat out some of his drink while Duke Ordulf repeated himself. The two share the same kind of crude humour as I, or they could be offended by it. I won't know what either thinks unless I speak up. Say, never mind, or repeat what you said, but slowly. Really think about it. I think I might let this one go. We'll say never mind on that one. To drink and be merry. Outside the feast, I enjoy a breath of fresh air and a view of Opava, along with the sounds of lovers in a nearby shrub and a local knight vomiting dangerously near them. Above it all, the sounds of the castle's town celebrations hang in the air. An idea then strikes. King Vratislav would no doubt appreciate the people singing his name, and the castle townfolk a night of free drink. I would simply need to find a merchant willing to sell at this hour. And say, I'll pay for the mead myself, we can make the coronation notably more magnificent. Opava gets drunk and populous for 1 year, and he likes us a little bit. Or I can not do that, or I can try and get this person to join me. I'm going to not do that, because I don't want to pay 50 gold for a very minor buff. Oh, what's this? Seize the moment. My scheme has 32%. I'm not going to seize the moment. That's okay. The witness. As I stumble outside to relieve myself, I hear shouting around the corner. As I turn, I see my acquaintance, Mayor Heinrich, sneer as he sinks his blade into the face of the cowering Count Kaslav. Oh, who was one of the major detractors. I see. Whatever sound I made must have been enough, for Heinrich turns towards me, surprise in his face, and say, what have you done? Everyone will know of your crime, or my silence has a price. Everyone will know of your crime? Yeah, seems reasonable. Celebrations end. Okay, this is obviously not correct, because this is obviously meant to only trigger from his point of view. Because it says, I'm a proper count now. No, because this would be from his point of view. So it would be, I'm a proper king now. But it shouldn't trigger for us, it should only trigger for him. Alright, I can see that there are a few issues that people have already got here. So a sworn oath is expand the realm. Okay, so he has to expand it to a certain size. He's adopted the crown sovereignty law. So that was what his oath meant. Prestige and legitimacy gained from oath completion plus 40%. Gains prestige, legitimacy. The following characters gain impressed attendee modifier. Kaiser Heinrich of the Holy Roman Empire and Count Conrad of Brno. Okay, cool. That's the end of the coronation. We're now heading back, and we didn't get typhus. A pilgrim's tale. As we walk through the church in Nikolov, I overhear a group of travelers talking quietly to one another. One of them, a man, starts describing and comparing the church of his journey to Canterbury. I can't help but listen in on the conversation as he continues going into detail about the fantastic things he saw in Kent. Looking around, I can only imagine how much better it must be than the dainty sight I see here. Then say, tell me more about Canterbury, and if we go on a pilgrimage there we get piety or give us piety and stress loss, or what an interesting tale. I'm okay. I don't think we're really worried about pilgrimage right now. We might think about it, but not right now. New martial lifestyle perk. We grabbed stalwart leader. I really want to get into promising prospects, so we're going to grab courtship here. Although we do have a very solid alliance now, which is good. The merchants of Schomberg. We sit in a quiet tavern in Schomberg when a loud band of ragged-looking sellswords comes barging in. Their brutish leader pushes one of my guards aside and audaciously sits down at my table. A noble man, eh, my lord, interested in the services of the best band of mercenaries in Schaumburg. More loyal men you'll never find, at least if you pay us properly. Okay, the best, you got my attention. 400 men? It's not bad at this point, although if it's just 400 levies, it's not that good. I can get a bodyguard. I'm here to enjoy a small break, or excuse me, and I kill him? Wow. 50 gold for 400 men? It's not bad. If we declare a war immediately, it's not bad. Okay. Where are my 400 men? Oh, they're mercenaries here. Are they just 400 levies? They're 400 levies. Oh well. It's worth a try, but anyway. We got 225 martial lifestyle experience there. Teacher of Knights. Whilst walking through the streets of Osberg, we see a throng of little peasant kids gathered around an old man down a small side street. Several of them are waving around little misshapen wooden swords and are yelling excitedly as they're trying to hit him. Who would be impressed by footwork like that, eh? He turns to us after teasing one of the kids and remarks with a wry grin. You want to join in as well, my lord? I think you might be a bit older than my usual group. And say, would you be willing to come to Rothenburg to teach? And you could teach my son. I can give it a go. 9% chance of getting aspiring blade master. I'm just watching. You know what? I'm going to recruit you to help my son. Yeah. Life, death, or life or death and stranded. Traversing the plains on the outskirts of Osberg, we are suddenly attacked by a swarm of bandit riders out for blood. We are so close to the holding, surely Count Arnold will send help. As time drags on and we are chased by the scoundrels, for the longest avoiding battle, it becomes painfully clear that no help is coming. How could a ruler let malicious riders like these inhabit his borders? My knight, Anselm, rides up next to me, a solemn look in his eyes. We both know the tactic that we have practiced in the past. Then say we stand as one. 36% chance I die in battle. Or Anselm, you know what to do. And Anselm, our knight, will die. Oh, this is a horrible event. So on the one side, we have a 36% chance of getting Organizer. Oh, sorry, we have a even bigger chance of that because we also have this one. So we have a 64% chance of getting Organizer and potentially wounded or maimed. Or we have a 36% chance of dying. On the other hand, Anselm stays behind. We get stressed. We get closer to our rivalry with our brother-in-law. Anselm dies, and he's unhappy with me. Well, unfortunately, I can't take the 36% chance I die, so Anselm, it was good knowing you. Learning from the best. Two of my agents, Heinrich and Inga, seem to have found common cause in their plan beyond the basic goal. Impressed by our compatriot's skill with shrewdness, cunning, and ruthless double-dealing required to murder, Inga has taken to studying what Heinrich does differently to herself in the hopes of improving his own skills. Harmless enough in theory, but it doesn't help her overall goal. And say, excellent. Put that energy into the plan, so we can make her scheme phase length 20 days faster. Perhaps there's something I could learn from this. Well, her intrigue growing up does help, because it would help us get an extra bit here. Yeah. Although it probably won't actually give us an extra percentage, because this appears to be 1/4. And, you know, 1/4 of 9 is roughly the same as 1/4 of 8. So I guess I will get us to focus on the goal and make it so that these scheme phases are 20 days faster. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So they're only 58 days now, which is good. Do I have anyone in here now? Ooh, Otto will join. Wonderful. Do I have anybody who's better than Inga? Temporarily remove Inga. Nope. Inga's back in. Do I have anyone better than you? Yes, Kuno will join now. Wonderful. So that now means that I'm at 38-day phases, which is much better. Still only going up by 2.7 per phase, but, you know, it's going up a lot better, or a lot quicker now. And I think before we declare a war, we still want to wait until we have, until we see how this turns out. Obviously, we could probably win now with Bohemia on our side, in fact, almost definitely. But if we can take Augsburg out, that helps us a lot. A band of 2. Passing through a back alley in Freising, I see a lonely child and his dog sitting in a corner behind a small wall. Here you go, Valor, he tells it as he hands it a small piece of bread, keeping none for himself. Looking at the two, clearly the dog has been taken much better care of than its owner. The kid must be giving it everything he can find. So I can get Kind Ruler for 5 years, which is general opinion plus child opinion. Or I don't have time for filthy orphans. Well, we'll get Kind Ruler. That's fine. Arrival. I am back home. Fantastic. Well, we've arrived back. Also, we got a new person. So we got this guy, Jan. He's probably a better physician. He is. However, I would lose 200 prestige. Yeah. Yeah, I would lose 200 prestige. That's the problem. Same here as well, unfortunately. Like, he would be better in both positions. I would just lose way too much prestige, and I need the prestige to declare wars. But if either of those people, like, stop doing this job, then we can put him in. Alright. He's excellent at being a brewmaster as well. Just as an aside. Okay. So I'm not going to declare the war, I just want to have a look now. So in theory, we have 9,000 people on our side, and they have 3,500, except that Innsbruck and Augsburg would not join on our side, so we're losing 2,100. So we're down at 7,000. So we have about double their strength, but only if Bohemia comes straight to the war. And the problem is, because we only have one singular, holding, if they don't come straight to the war, we lose, right? As in, if they don't come straight here, we'll lose because they'll just siege our holding down, so... Yeah, it's not ideal, but... If we can break the Augsburg one, it becomes a lot better, because then it's just Fronthausen and Innsbruck, and then that is a much easier situation, because then Augsburg will also join us. So we start with about equal amounts next to Fronthausen, or Frontenhausen. But anyway, carrying on, just for a second or two. There we go, we've got 7 of these. I guess we have to just keep waiting on it. Yeah. I'm almost tempted to trigger it when we're at 50-50. But, yeah, we'll think about it. Anyway, I am going to end the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. We got to see our first coronation. And it wasn't that bad. In theory, coronations are good. In theory, I like the idea. And I like the different ways that it's playing out. I don't know in practice how many different ways it can go, but it seemed okay from being a vassal. Obviously, we're past the first lot of fixes, but I don't think a lot of the issues were it being a vassal attending the event. I think it was mostly people holding their own coronations with the oaths where issues actually came up, so yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.